In a bustling city on the edge of a coastal bay, 19-year-old Daniel Hayes had dreams as expansive as the ocean he lived near. He was charismatic and ambitious, with hopes of becoming a tech entrepreneur. But like many young men his age, Daniel was still figuring himself out. He had a girlfriend, Naomi Ellis, who was 18 and in her senior year of high school. Naomi was kind-hearted and thoughtful, with dreams of becoming a nurse. Their relationship was intense, the kind of passionate love that feels like forever when you're young and naive. One summer evening, after a party filled with laughter and promises of their bright future, Naomi discovered she was pregnant. She was terrified. She had been careful, but life doesn't always go as planned. When she told Daniel, she saw his face change. The confidence and charm that had once drawn her to him seemed to evaporate in an instant. "This can't happen, Naomi," he said, pacing the room. "I'm not ready for this. We are not ready for this." Naomi's heart sank. "I know it's not ideal, but this is real, Daniel. We made this happen together." Daniel's reaction turned defensive. "You can't expect me to throw my whole life away for this. I have college to think about. A business to build. I can't be a father right now." Despite her pleas and attempts to find a way forward together, Daniel refused to take responsibility. He suggested she terminate the pregnancy, but Naomi couldn't bring herself to do it. When she made it clear she was keeping the baby, Daniel distanced himself entirely. He stopped returning her calls and blocked her on social media. Heartbroken but resolute, Naomi decided to face the journey alone. 9 months later, Naomi gave birth to a baby boy she named Elijah. He had Daniel's eyes, a painful reminder of the man who had abandoned them. Raising Elijah was a struggle. Naomi worked part-time at a diner while juggling nursing classes, often going without sleep to ensure her son had what he needed. Her parents, disappointed but supportive, helped where they could. Despite the challenges, Naomi poured her love into Elijah. She often whispered to him during their quiet moments together, "You're going to be someone special, my love. You'll show the world what you're made of." As Elijah grew, it became clear he was no ordinary child. By the age of 4, he had a remarkable sense of rhythm. By 7, he was singing and playing melodies on an old piano Naomi had picked up at a thrift store. Naomi encouraged his talent, scraping together what little money she could to enroll him in music lessons. Elijah's passion for music only deepened with time. By high school, he was writing his own songs and uploading them to YouTube. His talent began to draw attention, and one of his videos went viral. A record label noticed him, and at just 17, Elijah signed his first contract. His debut single, Unbroken, climbed the charts, resonating with audiences for its raw emotion and authenticity. In interviews, Elijah often spoke about his mother, crediting her for his strength and determination. "My mom gave up everything for me," he would say. "She's the reason I'm here today." As Elijah's fame grew, so did Daniel's discomfort. By this time, Daniel was in his late 30s, running a modestly successful tech company. He had married and started a family of his own, but seeing Elijah's face on billboards and TV ads brought back memories he had buried long ago. One evening, as Elijah performed on a nationally televised award show, Daniel's wife turned to him and said, "That boy looks a lot like you." Her words pierced through his carefully constructed facade. Unable to ignore the connection any longer, Daniel reached out to Naomi after nearly 2 decades of silence. He sent a long email, apologizing for his actions and asking to meet Elijah. Naomi was skeptical but decided to leave the decision up to her son. When she told Elijah about the email, he was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I'll meet him. But he's not my father. He's just a man who made a choice, and I need to know why." Daniel and Elijah met at a small cafe. Daniel was visibly nervous, fidgeting with his coffee cup, while Elijah sat across from him, calm but guarded. I'm sorry, Daniel began. I was young and stupid. I didn't know how to handle responsibility. But I've regretted it every day since. Elijah listened quietly, his expression unreadable. When Daniel finished, he said, I don't hate you. But you weren't there when it mattered. My mom was. She's the reason I am who I am today. You're just part of the story. Daniel nodded, tears in his eyes. I hope one day I can earn your forgiveness. Elijah stood, towering over the man who had abandoned him. Forgiveness isn't something you earn. It's something you give. And I'm not there yet. Elijah continued to rise, becoming one of the biggest names in music. His story of perseverance inspired millions, and he used his platform to advocate for single parents, creating a foundation that provided support for young mothers like Naomi. Daniel watched from the sidelines, proud yet burdened by guilt. He occasionally sent letters to Elijah, which were read but never answered. For Elijah, his father's absence had shaped him in ways he couldn't deny, but it was his mother's unwavering love that had truly made him a star. Naomi, now retired from nursing, often sat in the front row at Elijah's concerts, a living testament to the power of resilience and unconditional love. Together, they proved that even in the face of abandonment, greatness could be achieved. Years passed, and Elijah's fame only grew. He became a global sensation, winning awards and using his platform to tell his story. In every acceptance speech, he honored Naomi. This is for my mom, he'd say. She believed in me when no one else did. Daniel remained on the outskirts of Elijah's life, occasionally sending letters and updates, hoping for reconciliation. Elijah, though polite, never fully let him in. He had moved on, finding closure in his own success and the love of the woman who had always been there for him. Naomi eventually passed away, her final days spent surrounded by love and gratitude from Elijah. At her funeral, Elijah performed a song he'd written for her, Unbreakable Heart, which became one of his most iconic pieces. Daniel attended quietly, standing at the back, tears streaming as he realized the magnitude of what he had missed. Elijah continued his mother's legacy, building his foundation and mentoring young artists. Though his father had failed him, his mother's unwavering love had made him into the man he was. And in the end, Elijah proved that with determination and love, even the most difficult beginnings could lead to extraordinary endings.